check it. Talking about check it out, Corner. Y'all, please go check out that Truckin' Chub Z, man. The dude is and especially when him and Shad get on there. Him and Shad they got a chemistry, bro. It's almost like peaches and herb, bro. They got this thing going. Yeah.
Yo, what's up with everybody up out there, man? What's going on with it? What up? What's going on with you, bro? What's going on? Congratulations on that baby, man. Congratulations. May the Most High bless you and your family. May the Most High bless everybody up in here, man. I hope everybody having a soft and good Saturday. You know what I mean? Laid back Saturday out there. We got some rainy weather up here up north where we at, though. So, but I just came from a little Division II basketball game and all that. But I thank y'all for coming up in here, kicking it with us on this Saturday. What up? I see Birdstone, Lightbody in the chat, Wayne Smith in the chat. What up? Go Canes and all that. QB up in here. What up with you, man? Showing love. What's up, everybody up out there? Andrea up in here too. So, I wanted to do something a little different this Saturday when I opened up real quick. I had wrote something down. If y'all will allow me to share it, right? So this is what I wrote down. Now, I'm not a good writer or anything, but I wrote it down, all right? Because I was thinking about it as I was in the building, right? So in life, they classify us into three tiers: poverty, poor, middle class, which is maintaining, wealthy, rich. A three-story building, perhaps, where you could push the button and you could wait on the elevator to take you up, or you could walk the stairs and take one step at a time. And sometimes you would even beat the elevator to your destination. Is that deep or is that I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. You're right. I like that.
All right. So sometimes, man, you got to take them stairs, man, to get to your destination, to get to your floor, man. To get up, to move on up. And you might beat the elevator. For those who want to sit in line and wait on that elevator to push that button, you know how technology and everything makes everything easy. But we're going to jump right up into it, though. I ain't going to bore y'all too long, man. You want to open up and say something to the people real quick, bro, before we get going?
What is up? We in here. I couldn't be here last Saturday. First time dad, so life is hectic, but we back to regular scheduled programming.
Congratulations again, bro. That's huge, man. Give it up for my boy, y'all. That's huge, man. That is huge, for real. That's huge, man. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing. So, man, I wanted to open up a little different, man, because I know I always got like a little serious show, man, but I want to kick back a little bit, man. Open up, because I'm not a pro, man. You know what I'm saying? He said he writing down notes to put together a stroller and all that. But look, man, club. Look, I thought this was hilarious. This fool, man. What's up with your boy Shay, man? He out here, man. That picture was funny, bro. That was hilarious to me, bro. That was straight up hilarious, bro. Like, I guess the funniest one that I saw was the dude from The Hangover. When he had the hangover, they was like, who wore it better?
Oh yeah, him and Allen. Yeah.
When they said he wore it better, I said, man, I said, dude is funny. He said, "Oh, zesty as hell. Hell yeah, that motherfucker zesty. Italian dressed as sassy." That motherfucker.
I don't
Hey,
know,
yo,
man.
he tangy as hell.
I don't know, man.
Oh man, don't tell me that, man. Hey, man, y'all better give me hell, man. Y'all see me doing some shit like that in public, man. I'm telling you, man, that dude is funny. Oh man, but I had to, man. I had to open up a little bit, man. Get y'all laughing, man. Get y'all going a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying after that one. Cause look, man, we ain't got too much of a long show, man. We go kick it, but we gonna jump right up into these fights. Cause I know, man, I did not get your take on the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Your boy, there was a fight yesterday, got a knockout. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson supposed to be fighting. And I know that may not be a lot, but I want to hear what you got to say about this and all the other fights, and plus the knockout yesterday too. Said,
Yeah, to be honest, I have to give Ryan Garcia credit for this. He's actually looking to fight, a top guy. And that's as crazy as it sounds, is rare in this
mm,
era of boxing for guys to seek out tough competition. So I give kudos to Ryan Garcia for stepping up to probably from 130 up to 147, probably the best skilled boxer. And I know I get some feedback, some pushback. Some people may say, oh, Teofimo. Some people may say, Tank or even Shakur Stevenson. But Devin Haney got the belts. He got the straps. He's, fought some, pretty stiff competition. So, I like the fight, even though I do think it's a mismatch of sorts because I think Devin Haney is just too technical. He's too skilled. But I will say this though, right? And this is information I recently got.
yeah,
These two guys actually fought each other in the amateurs. They split it 3-3,
yeah.
right? So once you
This
get to the
game seven.
professional, yeah. So once you get to the professionals, obviously, you can kind of throw some amateur stuff away because the rules are a little bit different. But I did think that was somewhat intriguing that they did split it down the middle 3-3, which made me actually think that the fight actually could be better than what I'm thinking it could be if Ryan Garcia is focused. And right now, what's going on, I don't know how focused he is. There's people, maybe rumors that Ryan might not make the fight and, might have to get a fill in, someone like,
Yeah,
maybe an Adrian Broner, which I don't want to see Adrian Broner fight Devin Haney because I don't think that Adrian Broner is serious. It'd
nah,
just be to sell the fight, right?
nah.
But I would love to see this fight though,
Me
and
too, man.
yeah, because I think Ryan Garcia is enough work at 140 to where because it needs to get back in boxing where you have maybe more trilogy fights
Mm-hmm.
where you don't just discard it after the first fight, like you fight one time and then it's over. Because when Devin Haney fought George Kambosos, the contract stated that, irregardless, well, if Cambosos lost, he was guaranteed a rematch. But if
Mm-hmm.
Devin Haney lost, he wasn't going to get a rematch. So Dev bet on himself, went over to Australia twice, got two victories. So I was happy to see that. But getting back to this particular fight, both guys are young, they're familiar with
Yeah.
each other. And again, like I said, since they split it 3-3 in the amateurs, it might be a good fight if Ryan Garcia is focused. I don't have to worry about focus, in terms of Devin Haney. So
Right. I agree,
hopefully,
bro. Well said, bro. I agree, man. Like I really do, man. Like that's the one thing that I really say and I really agree on with this fight is that you gotta give Ryan Garcia his credit for stepping up and taking this fight. You know what I'm saying? It's about legacy. They got the money, and really, when you like, I think I said this in one of my videos. For those who follow me, y'all may have heard me say this, but those who don't really watch them, I'm gonna repeat it again. And what up, South Coast Kane? I see you in the building. Um, the thing was, history, legacy. Ryan Garcia doesn't really have to fight. You know what I'm saying? He already got all this money, a huge following. He can make money off of just sponsorships alone on social media. You know what I'm saying? And really, let's just be honest. So he's fighting because he wants to fight the best. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Because when we all old and gray, and when everybody get to talking about, and when our grandchildren or you whatever your younger little cousins, if you don't have kids or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they get to talking about the best boxers back in 2024, we gonna be able to say that, you know what, we remember is Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney wanting to fight the best. Everybody else was running around looking for a paycheck. So that's not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that really matters with legacy, is that, and that's to me, that's huge. Now moving on to the next fight, this next thing with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Look, man, I know this is an exhibition fight, and I don't know if Iron Mike still got his power. You know what I'm saying? So, but if he had still, they say he getting hit by Mike Tyson used to be feeling like getting hit with anvils. I don't know how true that is, but if you get hit with an anvil, sheesh, damn, damn.
It's
We got
crazy.
Cuban in the building. I see you, man. He said, Cuban asked you a question too, bro, about that Haney fight. He said, is Haney better than JoJo?
Jojo Diaz. Mm. I'm gonna say this right. Prior to Haney fighting Regis Prograis, the last time we saw Haney was against Vasily Lomachenko,
Okay.
and it looked like Haney didn't have any answers for Lomachenko, right? But then he goes up to 140, and he's able to rehydrate better because he's not forcing his body to get down to 135 pounds. So I would have to say I think Devin with the probably has the best jab in boxing. Footwork is impeccable. He's at a comfortable weight right now. I can't say he's better than Jojo Diaz, but I would probably take Devin Haney in a fight against Jojo Diaz.
He washed the shit out of Regis Prograis. He made Regis Prograis look like he was like, and I'm just a casual fan, but he made him look like he made that look real easy. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Yeah, he
somebody
did.
like me, he like, damn, I wonder if
Yeah.
I could fight now. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
you know what I mean? I wonder if I could get in there and do that because he just made it look real easy. But I know it's nowhere near that. But I have
nah.
heard though that if you watch that Lomachenko and Devin Haney fight again and really watch it, that you would agree that Devin Haney won that fight. Now, this is just what I'm hearing out there. As a matter of fact, exactly where I heard it at was on Cameron and Mace's sports show. They got a sports show, and they had Bill Haney on just recently,
Dollar
and
Bill.
yeah, they had him on there just recently, and they was talking about that same fight, and he was saying that, and you know what I'm saying, I'm just saying that you've watched the fight over again, you might say that, you know what I mean? So if you haven't watched it a second time, go ahead and watch it again. Now, to me, I thought so too. I thought that, Haney really didn't. And I'm just a casual fan. I really don't know too much about the sport of boxing, right? What I do know is if you're looking scared, if you ain't looking scared, if somebody knocks you the fuck out, and it's not, you know what I'm saying? Simple shit. But look, to me, he it looked like he just was it didn't look like he won that fight. Like if it came down to a decision, it probably should have been Loma who got that decision to me. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that too though, bro, at the same time. But I've heard if you watch it again, and I haven't, that you'll see something, for you boxing fans that really get into the technical things and the jabs and the angles and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? When you really watch it again, I guess you'll agree that he won the fight, when you really know your boxing stuff. But other than that, I don't know. So you was talking about a knockout yesterday, Shad. Tell me a little bit
Well, let
about
me let me let me kind of say something else on that, and then we can move on.
it. Go ahead.
Initially, when I watched the Lomachenko and Haney fight,
Yeah,
I think what ends up happening is early in the fight, you could say, Haney got some rounds, but then towards the middle of the fight, it's kind of like, okay, what are you looking to get, right? So Haney was
hmm,
working the body. Loma was getting to that weak side, able to make, maybe, able to connect on some things. And then
yeah,
towards the back end of the fight, Loma had 2 rounds where it looked like he really had Haney in trouble, where he could
yeah.
actually finish it towards the end.
That's towards the end of
So,
the fight, right?
yeah, towards the end of the fight. So when
Yeah,
you look at it, you could kind of say, man, it looked like Loma won the fight. But when you go back and look at it again, you got to kind of look at it again. What are you looking for, right? Are you
right.
looking, because some people are looking for, reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Some people are looking to see, did he go to the body, because And Tim Bradley said this one time before on a show. Tim Bradley, Hall of Fame boxer.
Okay.
He said that you got to understand the judges that are judging the fight prior to getting in the ring. Because if
Mm,
you understand who the judges are, you'll know what the judges are looking for. Some judges are
mhm.
looking for activity, so you need to be active. They'll give you points for that. Some judges are looking to see, okay, are you being slick? Are you making the guy miss? You standing in front of him, he can't hit you, you pop shotting or whatever the situation is. Or you got a judge that's just, maybe he may prefer a particular style in the fight, right? So you gotta understand the judges that's there. So but I'm gonna say this though in closing on this, unless you have a rebuttal. This is what boxing is about.
Okay.
It's
I'm
about
listening.
having fights where you can sit here and we can have this discussion because they fought last year, right?
Yeah.
And Haney has already fought another fight since then. But we're still talking about a Lomachenko fight
Ooh,
because
okay.
that's just how good the fight was. And
Right.
that's what boxing needs to get back to. Where if
Yes.
it's not a knockout, if we got 12 rounds of action,
Yes.
we're sitting here talking about it like, okay, did he really win it? Okay, let's go back to round three. Did you catch when Haney kind of got a little angle
Yeah.
and was able to deliver? Or did you see Loma doing that type of stuff like that? And it kind of go with Wayne Smith said, yeah, Loma was the aggressor, right? And so
Right.
Wayne, I don't like I say, I rock with you the long way. Maybe you look for the aggressor in a fight.
Yeah.
Kind of to go back to a fight, not to divert away too far away from the conversation. You got a fight where Shakur Stevenson just fought, right?
Hmm.
And most people said, "Look, Shakur, you just ran the entire fight." Now he said it was an injury, what the situation was, but there's some judges that'll say, "Okay, yeah, he did move around. He used his lateral quickness. He was able to get some shots off. He made the other guy miss. So we'll give him that." But if he fighting in front of another judge that don't
Hmm.
like that, it may not go in his favor. You may actually have to engage a little bit more. But that's all I have to say about that. But I thought that was very interesting insight that Tim Bradley gave that you need to know the judges what they
Yeah.
are looking for.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That
before you
makes
know before
sense.
you get there. Yeah.
Makes sense. So like the same comparison. Like you got certain referees on the football field that day that's heavy on pass interference. I may be holding up pass block and so forth and so on. But in boxing, that's the equivalence. That's
Yeah.
how you know what I mean. Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
would you like to see that fight again?
Him and Loma. Now, I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to see it, but I know it won't happen again because Loma's not coming up to 140, and
Right.
I don't. And I know Dev was talking about he'd go back down to 135 to fight Tank, but I think, and this may not be the prevailing, ideology, but Devin Haney probably was weight drained, in that fight,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
he doesn't need to force his body to go back down to 135 because honestly, Devin Haney really could probably fight at 147, 154 right now just
Right.
based on his body type. But he's he's gonna work it. He's still young enough where he can get down to 140 pounds.
Hmm.
But I think as he gets older, 27, 28, 29, he'll probably end up, naturally being at 154 and maybe can do some catch weight fights, against some 160 pounders. But
So
right
that's his
now,
walk around weight, bro. Like he up there, like his
well,
walk around weight is like what 150 something like that.
he went into I think it was 160 pounds. He went
Okay.
into the Regis Prograis fight at 160 pounds. So that's what he fought Regis at. And so there was a big uproar about that, and that's kind of what people kind of upset. It's like, bro, you're a hundred,
Okay.
you walked in the ring 160 pounds, and you fighting the guy, y'all, it's a 140-pound bout, and I think Regis didn't come in at 160 pounds, right?
Right.
But that's the thing about boxing, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
I like to see
So
the exciting fights though, bro. Like what I mean, I'm casual and see. I love to learn. Like I love to listen and to soak up information. Like I love that and but with this boxing thing, like I want to get into it like a little bit more, man, because you know what I'm saying. I see the big fights. I hear these big names, and I just like, man. But I know they're the best, though. And y'all agree with that, right? You do agree with that. The best do need to fight the best, though, right? You know what I mean?
yeah,
They
it's too
do.
many hurdles,
Yeah,
promotion
yeah, man.
companies,
That's
A side, B
crazy.
side, just
That's wild.
a whole
That's
bunch of
wild.
irrelevant stuff. Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, because when you hear a name like Haney and Tank, like you or Shakur, You got Shakur in the mix with those three names right there, man. That fight,
Tio,
yeah,
Teofimo Lopez, Josh
okay,
Taylor,
okay.
Sabril Matias.
Okay. See, look, you just going like you just going all in with the names and like so those names right there you just named
They all
those
in the same weight class.
they gonna sell themselves pay-per-view out the box. You paying for a fight like that. You paying for
Yeah,
either one of them people to see.
yeah. I'm paying to see it, but I understand that we may never get these fights.
That's crazy though, man. That's
That's the messed
crazy.
up thing about it. We may never get these fights.
See, that's crazy, and it's about legacy at this point. They got the bread, man. That's how I feel. You know, it's about their legacy. So, what are some of the fights out there that y'all would love to see? I mean, what I mean, hypothetically speaking, like what's a fight, that you would like to see? You know what I mean in the future. Be going moving forward. Just a
Just,
real fight. Just hypothetically
just,
speaking.
just in general, or just in
Yeah.
this 140-pound weight class.
Just in general, it could be any weight.
Okay,
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
me, and I know some people may push back, but I want to see Devin Haney versus Jerron Boots Ennis. I want to see that fight. I want to
Okay.
see Sabril Matias against Devin Haney. Obviously, I want to see Devin Haney versus Tank, but I know that's not gonna happen. I want to see Shakur versus Tank.
Oh,
You
I
know,
want to see that one right
um,
there.
obviously the big one. I want to see Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. I want to see Canelo versus David
Ooh.
Benavidez. And from a heavyweight division, which we're gonna talk about Anthony Joshua, I want to see Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight.
Okay. All right. That,
So
them is a couple names that I'm familiar with right there. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of names I'm familiar with. See, I like that. And that's that. I don't know, man. I wish they would just get to it, man. Because I grew up in that era, man, where you just had to stand up to the bully, man. Just stand up to him. You know what I'm saying? My mom, I don't know how my mom was literally gonna lock me outside. I better not have came in the house saying somebody was gonna pick on me because you gonna fight until you ain't come back in this house till you rumble. That's a fact. I mean, that's just how we was raised. Some of us out here, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just what it is. So when I see these guys doing that, me being a casual fan, I'm just thinking like, what, you don't want to fight them? You talking about money? Like, y'all, you got hella bread. But see, there's some other things I might go on into it. But I think for sure though, fights such as Shakur, Tank, or Tank Davis or Haney and Davis, I think that's one of them trilogy fights. That there's no winner or loser to that fight. I think they just gain respect if they take the fight. But for Haney to be out there with all the rings, or not, I'm sorry, not rings, all the belts, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, and to be calling out people, it looks it looked kind of lopsided for him to be doing so. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
Wayne
mean,
Smith came in with a comment, bro. He says that that Chinese or Asian dude versus Tank, like, you know who he talking about?
oh, you talking about Monster Inoue? I mean, that's probably a fight that depends on how much longer Tank Davis stays active because which Tank is wishy washy, and
Yeah, he is.
Tank said he only has a couple more fights in him, and I think right now Monster is at 122 pounds.
Okay.
Uh, no, it's okay. I think he's at 122-pound weight class right now. And Tank is obviously at 135. So I mean, it'd be a nice leap for him to get there. I mean, it'd be a big money fight. The thing about it is Tank Davis in that situation, Tank Davis would be in a situation that he's never been in before, where he's not the A side. Monster anyway would be the A side, and that fight would probably have
Mm,
to take place in Japan because Monster doesn't need Tank Davis,
right.
you know, fan base, so to speak. So he
Right.
don't have to come to fight in America if he doesn't want to. Tank Davis would have to go over there, and so I think that right there would just make that fight dead in the water because, and this is not a knock to Tank, right? I
Okay.
just think that Tank is in a interesting situation right now, where Tank he doesn't need to be undisputed. He doesn't have to fight names because it's not going to affect his bottom line, right?
Um,
And so Tank and again, I mean that's great. What's the old
yeah,
saying? Work smarter, not harder. You know what
right.
I'm
That's
saying?
true. That's right.
Why work harder for less money when I can
Mhm.
work smarter for more money,
That's
right?
a fact.
So
Facts,
I
bro.
mean, it is what it is.
I
But
get it. I get it. But like I said, when I'm an old grandpa, I'll be telling my kids, I don't, I, that Tank Davis, Tank was scared to fight that Haney. He ain't want to fight no Haney. He ain't want to fight Haney.
Yeah.
Tank Davis ain't want to fight no Haney. He say he need money. He say he talking about some money. He ain't gonna get no money for fighting no Haney. So he ain't gonna fight him. Nah,
That's what he said. So I mean that's what it is.
I mean, I get it though. I get it. You gotta respect it though. You know what I'm saying? I get it though. I respect the money. And they do put their life on the line.
Yeah, you do.
Brain
Yeah.
injury. Because that's all they getting hit in the head, and the chances of that. So I get it, man. I do. But it sucked though being a fan and not being able to watch those fights, man. It really does, man. And I believe that's why boxing is the way it is, and a lot of sponsors and promoters are losing a lot of money and so forth and so on, going in and out with that, man, because these fights are not happening. You know what I mean? And UFC is a sport where the big names always fight, because that's what you are. You're a fighter. Embrace that. I'm a fighter. I want to fight the best, whether I lose or not. If I'm a that's just how I feel, and I know that's not how it works, bro. You broke that down beautifully, you know what I mean? But even if
Yeah.
I know I can't beat the best, if I'm one of the best, and if I even got a doubt in my mind I can't beat him, the fact that I stood up to him, let's sign a contract, let's fight, you know what I mean? I believe that that's where respect should come from, at the end of the day, like, ain't gonna be no respect on his name. Like, yeah, he got the money, he got rich at the end of it, but riding around America and going in the boxing gym and picking out the best fighter in there, you know what I'm saying? That ain't, you know, it is what it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it. I get it
Yeah.
though. I get it, man. I get it. All right, man. We're gonna move. We're gonna keep it moving on, man. We was on that one for a minute, man. But it sucks though, man. I really want to see the best fight though. The Syracuse Orange, man. I can't we can't spend too much time on the Orange because we got to get to this combine talk a little bit. But man, I wanted to put down the Syracuse Orange right in these notes, man, because I think I figured out because you think you slick, bro. See, you slick, bro. Like you will pop out the Orange is one of your teams this year, like when
They
saying one of
are.
your backup teams. And look, I dig it. In the notes that I had took down on these fools, I'm like, man, these cats ain't playing around, man. They serious, man. The Syracuse Orange is for real serious, for real, bro. So all right, so I'm gonna run through this real quick as possible as I can, real quick, right? So, Syracuse, right? They head coach and Fran Brown, obviously, he comes from the University of Georgia. He was with the defensive backs. Okay, Elijah Robinson is the defensive coordinator. He was Texas A&M's defensive line coach last year. As we all know, Nick Williams from Colorado with the defensive ends, right? Jeff Nixon is the offensive coordinator. Where is he coming from? The New York Giants running back coach is their offensive coordinator out there at Syracuse. Ross Douglas has the receivers. Where was Ross Douglas at with the New England Patriots wide receivers? Now, I know you can say New England Patriots wide receivers, they're trash. You may push back on that and say that, but he's a developer, right? He works with them, and obviously those receivers was garbage, but they were enough, right? Robert Wright, linebackers, came from Buffalo. Buffalo defensive coordinator. All right. Dale Williams, the offensive line coach. He was a Louisville analyst last year. Joe Schaefer, the D has the DBs up there, Syracuse. He was Texas A&M's analyst last year. And Devin Reed, he don't have a position, so to speak, right now, but he was the Delaware State wide receiver coach in Delaware State. Wide receivers, go check them out yourself. You'll see what they was doing. They were well developed, very trained well too. All right. And James Vanalo, he's the special teams coach, and he was a Troy analyst just last year. And we know what Troy did. Troy was running it up last year. They was not bad. And I said to myself, this is why bro was talking about. This is why you said Syracuse. Like, I mean, they one of the teams, and they really might do some wrecking in the ACC, bro. It's crazy to me, but I'm like, wow, that was and I just had to put that out. I just had to put that out because they're a team that me myself personally was kind of sleeping on in the ACC, and I'm just like, y'all, we got to be beware of this. The Syracuse Orange this year, they have an amazing staff up there. It is a whole new team up there. This is not, I mean, from the coaching staff, obviously, I just read them names to y'all, down to the players. This is a totally different Syracuse team. It is not the same. So if you thinking of betting against them, you maybe want to think twice. And if you want to bet with them, I wouldn't be I wouldn't hate you for it, or I wouldn't be pushing back on you for doing it. Anything you want to add, bro, real quick?
You know what? And I gotta bring up something my dog Coach Hayes had said one time. And he brought up how some guys go to situations where they're bad jobs, right?
Uh-huh.
Like it's no way to actually win. And so when you were just talking about that, I was just thinking, I said, bro, in the current era of college football that we're in, is there really a bad job if you have a good salesman out front and you have individuals in the back that are
Mm.
willing to give you the funding? So on the surface, Syracuse doesn't look like a good job on the surface, right? Even though you've had the likes of Donovan McNabb there, Dwight Freeney played there.
Yeah.
So you've had NFL legends that have played there, but not in great numbers.
I agree.
But when you got it right now with the NIL and you got a transfer portal and you got a guy like Fran Brown who is known as one of the best recruiters in all of college football. You got and I really like the way that he did this staff because to me it's somewhat reminiscent of what Willie Taggart did when in his time at Florida State. It didn't come to fruition because there was a lot of off the field stuff that I feel like was you had to juggle while also trying to manage a football team on top of that.
Hmm.
I think if off the field stuff and off the field stuff, I'm not talking about player conduct. I'm talking about just the general perception of this many brothers together coaching. I think if he can navigate that and those guys can handle business, getting guys in here via transfer portal or high school, I think he could parlay this
Hmm.
maybe for 3 or 4 years. I'm not gonna say they're gonna get an ACC title or anything like that. I would even go to say maybe he could maybe muster out a 8 win season, maybe a 9 win with a bowl game, depending on what it is, and he could probably parlay that into a bigger job. But I think the best thing right now is for them to get that NIL working, for them to hit the transfer portal like they have been doing, and for Fran Brown to be Fran Brown, which is just a great salesperson along with the rest of the staff that he's amassed. And I'll say this in closing. That is great. You go get two guys from the NFL. Now we can say,
Yeah.
oh, well, the Patriots receivers weren't that good.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go back to something that Todd Monken said, right? When he spoke about his first time around in the NFL. He said the difference between the NFL and college football is that you're trying in the NFL, you're trying to scheme open guys against the best.
Hmm.
Whereas in college football, if I got an advantage, I can exploit that advantage all day.
Yeah.
So I think if he can bring some NFL, and again, drills and things like that, I think they can get open. I think, and again, a lot of people are down on Kyle McCord, obviously because of what transpired at Ohio State. I think maybe this breath of fresh air could probably, quite possibly help him a little bit.
Well, bro,
And
we know that Cal McCord did not have a bad season statistically.
statistically, he didn't.
You know.
But statistically he didn't. But you have to kind of watch. You watch the games, and it's like, bro,
Hmm.
what is going on? Like this
Yeah.
is a major downgrade from C.J.
Yeah.
Stroud. But again, to Cal
Absolutely.
McCord, but I say this to Cal McCord's credit, I can't. The objective is to get to the NFL, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about a guy that left Ohio State and did magic for the Houston Texans this particular year. So
Magic.
it's not like it's not like you played down to a guy who went to the NFL and was
Yeah.
trash. You
Exactly.
played down to a guy that people are saying year one in the next 4 or 5 years, like
He,
you got an opportunity to be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
he
So
can argue. You can argue that CJ Stroud is the top 5 NFL quarterback as of right now. What he
yeah,
shows in the NFL. So I mean, yes, you're right.
yeah,
He did
yeah,
not. He,
yeah,
he he
yeah.
was not a. He had big shoes to fill in at Ohio State compared to CJ Stroud.
Huge,
Absolutely,
huge
absolutely. You know
shoes.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
And look, and him going up there with Fran Brown, I wanted him to be successful up there too. And I was like, okay, did a little bit more digging up on that roster, and man, oh man, they is looking dangerous, man. So just keep an eye out for them. Indiana too, man. We got to keep an eye out on Indiana, man, over there in the Big Ten, man. Be with Kurt Signelli, man. I'm bad with last names, but he brought his whole James Madison staff with him. And I know the James Madison Dukes, I like a James Madison. Then you push back and say that. But look, they did an amazing job down there. It's not easy to have a one-loss season in college football, no matter where you're at, with division, wherever you're at. And that's exactly what the James Madison Dukes did. And he's taking that same mentality up there to Indiana in the Big Ten now. They will probably still be a middle. Yeah, they might move up to a middle tier team in Indiana, but I think I'm excited to see what they're going to look like right now. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that he made that staff change, that is not the same Indiana team. That's all I'm saying. That is another team out there that is not the same college team. What up, Studio One? I see you checking in, man. What's up?
Yeah, yeah, bro. And to kind of piggyback off of that, I
Hmm.
think what's going on right now is that college football, we're in that phase right now where it's time for some new guys to rise up the ranks, right? Like I said, we've been following college football, past 20 years. So we've seen when the new guys popped up, the Sarks, the Kiffins. They started off as offensive coordinators, Dabos, guys like that.
All right.
But now those guys are getting old now.
Hmm.
And now it's time for new guys to step up. So you got the first one up the bat right now, which is Kalen DeBoer, who has an insane win loss record. Insane. Like
Man,
I had to double take looking at that, right? But
man.
right now it's time to replenish that. So, and I'm glad you brought that up about, James Madison and him bringing his whole squad up there. It's like hey, it's time for some new blood to get in here because it gets to a point where you start recycling the same names over and over again, and that luster is not there anymore. And I was just having this discussion with some Kane fans the other night about Jimbo Fisher.
Okay.
It's like, bro, these people paid you 70 in the excess of 70 plus million to leave the premises.
Mm, mm, mm,
Now,
mm.
am I gonna say Jimbo can't coach anymore? Maybe he can, maybe he can't. But the fact of the matter is that Jimbo, you've been a head coach. Well, you've been coaching at least at this particular level. They now way back to 2000 at LSU. It's 2024. That's 24 years
Now
in the
let me ask
game.
you. Let me ask you this question about Jimbo Fisher, though, man. Let me ask you this one question about Jimbo Fisher, dog. Do you think that Jimbo Fisher could have made a good offensive coordinator, made that same move like how Chip Kelly made to going to Ohio State, saying, okay, it's not working out for me as a head coach. Maybe it will be better to go and be an offensive coordinator, join the staff, you know what I'm saying? Take that pressure off me of as recruiting because my ways ain't working no more as a recruiter in college football. Do you think Jimbo Fisher still has it as an offensive coordinator, or is it's time for him to just walk away, bro?
No, Jimbo to me is at a point now. You won a national title as a head coach. You won a national title as an offensive coordinator. You've built a program back up in Florida State. You have what it is. To me, Jimbo's mentality
Yeah.
right now, I don't think Jimbo and Chip Kelly are the same type of guy. I think Chip actually just loves football, right?
Right.
And it
Hmm.
just whatever it is, if as long as I'm involved in football, I'm fine. I can't live without it. I think Jimbo Fisher's at the point where he could live without football. And I don't think Jimbo Fisher, again, Jimbo comes off, and again, this is not negative, because a lot of times when people make these statements, they say, oh, bro, that's a negative characteristic to have,
Hmm.
while forgetting that no, that particular characteristics is what made that person successful anyway. Jimbo Fisher's not in the mindset right now to be taking orders from anybody. So I don't think he's like his the guy that he just hired. His name escapes me. The offensive coordinator he just hired this past year for Texas A&M. The his name escapes me, right? But he coached at Louisville, and he coached for the Falcons in Arkansas and stuff like that. But I don't think Jimbo's in that mindset right now. So if Jimbo were to come back to football, um, he had to be a head coach, you know. But I just don't think Jimbo needs football in his life right now.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I mean, look, he got 70 something $1 million, man. Sit back and be an old guy. You know what I mean? Go do what old people do. You know what I'm saying?
And
Go, go.
they ain't count the old bread from Florida
Mm,
State and
yeah,
what he was making at LSU, which
right,
obviously the salaries
right.
are much different now than they were back then. But nah, he don't have to recruit another player in his life.
How do you think Alabama's gonna fare down in the SEC, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel I honest like the more that time is rolling on and we're getting closer and closer to spring football, I'm thinking that Alabama is not going to be a horrible team in the SEC. They got a good staff down there, bro. And that Washington Husky attitude, to me, the Washington Huskies was tough. They were a very very tough Pac-12 team. You know what I'm saying? And as far as physicality and everything, and to me, anyhow, in my opinion, they were. And had to take that same mentality down to Alabama, I think that it'd be a fit. You know, he have some edges to smooth out down there. You know, got to pull out the sand or smooth it down just a little bit. Some of the the rough edges, but once he get it clicking a year or two, you know, I think things would be rolling. But what do you think about Alabama this year? A little bit.
I think they'll still be good. I think they still have talent there. The interesting thing about it is that you got the second portal window after the spring.
Yeah,
So if you feel like there's some deficiencies there, you can address those deficiencies. I don't necessarily now. I think the make or break situation is going to be what they do at quarterback. Now, if Kalen DeBoer and staff can, turn Jalen Milrow into mid to low 60% passer while also making an offense, look interesting, then I think it works. I think
right.
what's transpired at the SEC right now, I think the SEC from an offensive standpoint, I think they're getting to a point now where they're playing like how the Big 12 used to play offensively, where that defense is not what it used to be anymore, right?
Right.
Georgia seems like to be the only team that's still playing a level of defense, but when they are tasked with playing against equal talent that likes to throw the ball around and has the guys to throw the ball around, they're giving up 300 and 400 yards, right?
Yeah.
So I think Kalen the boy, I think they'll be fine, but obviously it's gonna be an adjustment. And
Right.
and this may not be a popular thing to say, but I think Kalen the boy, if he can keep Alabama in the playoffs for maybe the next 2 to 3 years, I think Kalen the boy is going to leave and go take an NFL job because I just think college football is
Oh.
just going to start weighing too heavily on a lot of these guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
the way the landscape is and everything that's around, you know, all the hypotheticals and the stuff that may be going on behind the scenes. I get a lot of that, man. And yeah, I gotta agree with that, man. Well said, man. I gotta agree with that whole take on Alabama, man. I do, man. Cause it's gonna be a problem, man, and I'm getting excited up for that, man. Oh man, I am. I'm pumped up from college football this year. So we gonna keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen, up out there, man. I'm glad everybody's still here kicking it with us, man. Hit that like button for us one time, man. Let everybody know we over here kicking it, sitting back, chopping it up. You heard me? We gonna get up into this NFL combine style. We gonna get up into it. You know, I be trying to. I know I could do a little bit better with the artwork at least, but dang, I be trying though, man. I ain't no professional.
Man, hey. Yeah,
I
you
be,
doing? Hey, you much better than I am.
look, bro, I be trying,
if
bro.
that, if that makes you feel any better, you much better than I am.
Everything free. Cuban Kane said he want to know. He said, "Egg Shad, who was better, JoJo or Moss?"
I can't answer that question because I'm not familiar with Moss. So
He ain't familiar with him. Cuban, hey man, hey Cube, man, you gotta come kick it with us one time, Cuban, Kang, you gotta come through. You know, I invite everybody though, man. I invite all y'all up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? I really do, I do, man. But look, so you wanted to talk about this NFL combine stuff, man. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take the lead, man, and I might jump in and I'm gonna jump into some things. Well, okay, so Man, and I gotta find because I gotta find my notes, man. I got two different notepads, bro. Look at me. I got two different bones. I got two different toes, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not ADD, you know what I'm saying? I got two different notepads out, y'all. So I'm gonna find my notes, but I'll let you go ahead and I'll let you jump in and take the lead on this one, bro.
I I think the interesting thing about the NFL Combine right now is that it's in an interesting place right now. Right, it's starting to to me. It's starting to get to the point of like the NFL Pro Bowl and a lot of these other All Star games where people are starting to ask the question, okay, what is the validity of this? Why are we doing this? Right. And now you have a guy like a Marvin Harrison Jr. who says, look, I'm not going over there. Right.
Mm,
Y'all see the tape. If y'all want to come watch me, y'all can come watch me work out at Ohio State for the pro day. And if y'all
mm-hmm.
have any questions that y'all want to ask me, we can do the interview process. I don't have to go over there. Y'all don't need my height, weight, measurements, none of that stuff. I don't need to do any of that, right?
Ooh.
And so something that's interesting to me, right? I just was just taking notes. It was 300 prospects there, but it's only 259 players drafted. So the sentiment made about that was like every single drill is so vitally important because all of y'all here, all of y'all not gonna get drafted,
Right.
right? So some of these performances that you put up can make or break you in terms, of it, and it's unfortunate. Um, One of the things that I was thinking about, I said to maybe somewhat fix it. Could they be a situation where they take some prospective juniors the year
Mm-hmm.
before and have them a combine, or do
Mm.
it regionally, like how they do with
Ooh.
the high school camps, where it's
Ooh.
like this particular region, and then the top guys at this region, then we all get together, then y'all go to the combine right there, right?
Okay.
Because it's starting again, it's starting to lose its luster.
What?
Because again, I think a lot of this is, not to cut you off,
Nah.
but I think when you had this NIL money, you know, at play here, you start to think that guys is like, look, I can work out with my personal trainer, and if you want to come see me, I can set up a spot. Y'all can come watch me work out with my personal trainer versus, me going out here and competing with this guy because you got a guy like Nate Wiggins who ran a 4.28, and Nate Wiggins quite possibly could have lost some money because they need to figure out, okay, are you healthy? How healthy are you? We know
Right.
you're fast, but how healthy are you? So just think about if Nate Wiggins would have took the Marvin Harrison Jr. approach and said, "Look, I'm not going to the combine. Y'all want to come holler at me? Come up there to Clemson. We got the state of the art facilities. Whatever
Mm.
questions y'all got, y'all can come holler at me over there. If y'all want to see me do some back pedals, some drills, come holler at me on a pro day. But I'm not
Yeah.
going to Indianapolis. When I can still be going to Miami or Phoenix or wherever I'm at and still be training. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but 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 again, but this is the player empowerment movement right now.
Right.
So it's like, you and I, well, I can't speak for you. I love watching the combine, right? Because I know that we're not going to get a lot of this stuff in the NFL. We're not going to see who the fastest player in the NFL is. Like,
I
we
love
just
that.
say, okay, well, Tyreek is the fastest,
Right.
but we ain't seen Tyreek race none of the other fast guys, so he may not actually be the fastest,
I
right?
love the combine too. I
Yeah,
love.
I love.
I
Okay,
agree.
okay. So I love to come out, but like I said, I'm gonna let you take it. I don't want to overtalk
Oh
you.
man, no, we gonna be here for a minute because see what you said, bro. You know me, I'm hypothetical. See, when you messing with Truck and Chubby, when you're messing with Chubby, you're gonna get optimistic. You're gonna get some imagination, like I'm a kid out here, and I just run wild with stuff sometimes, right, right. But I've actually thought about that, right? And I really couldn't find any rules on if does a player actually have to even go to the draft to sign with a team. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, ladies and gentlemen, we
Oh,
know if you know you're a first round pick for sure, a Marvin Harrison, a Caleb Williams, do they even have to go to a draft or could they walk on to a prospective team that they want to and say, give me the deal? I don't even want to go to the draft. Don't enter me in the draft. I'm going straight to uh I'm gonna go to Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna go to the Cleveland Brown camp that starts in August. Go show up there, work out. I'm Caleb Williams. They know I'm Marvin Harrison. Look, my deal right now. I want 1 year deal for 15 million for however much. I mean, it could. it will make their name, image, and likeness, and that falls into their name, image, and likeness, right? Because their popularity and everything with their name, image, and likeness, right?
Oh
And you
man.
already know their skill set. You already know who you're getting out of that player and what they're going to do with that player. But you, Marvin Harrison, you show up at the Browns summer practice and you go up there burning every cornerback and you just snatching every ball against this pro competition. You come in ready. Why wouldn't you sign a deal? I mean, is that like taboo? I mean, because it would kind of make the dress obsolete, but with name, image, and likeness, like it hasn't been done before. But is that just too far fetched? Is that just Chubby's imagination just going so far? Studio One said no, that is not possible. They must be drafted or go to the free agency route. I mean, okay, so if you going because there's a such thing as undrafted rookie free agents, right?
Yeah.
There's a such thing, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Jalen Warren right now, and for my Pittsburgh Steelers, he's an undrafted. He was an undrafted rookie free agent, and he damn sure made Najee Harris play a lot better because he was in jeopardy of. He's Jalen Warren right now is the reason why Najee Harris is not about to get a big payday in Pittsburgh. I'm just being honest. And he came in as an undrafted rookie free agent. So I mean, you said if you're drafted in the first round, that's like insurance. You won't be cut for the first 3 years. I mean, but if you know you're a first round talent anyway, you know what I'm saying? You can't you ink your own deal? If you had your own, you have your own agent from the door. You can't just ink your own deal, go where you want to go. Why is that taboo? Why is that not going to happen? You already have an agent. You're going into free agency. A team can pick you up. Whatever team can still pick you up and you can ink whatever deal you want to, right? You
Bro,
can
that's it.
ink a deal. You
Bro,
can't cut
that's
me. An agreement is a contract is an agreement, a binding agreement between two individuals. I can say in my agreement studio or whoever out there, like, look, you can't cut me for 3 years on this piece of paper that you signed. You said you can't cut me, and I got a fully guaranteed contract. I got at least, you know what I'm saying, 20 mil coming to me for these first 3 years off the bat. Or you could just say a fully guaranteed contract. You could do whatever. Why is that taboo? I don't know. See, that's where my imagination gets me in trouble out here, man. But you go ahead, bro. You pick up a little bit up on that, man. And then I'll talk about some people in the draft that I believe that may shine out or whatever.
bro. I've never heard anybody say that before. I've
Oh wow.
never that has never crossed my mind. But
Wow.
bro, think but you're right, right? Um but the only technicality I because like you say, if you're not drafted,
Yeah.
then you got the opportunity to pick whichever team you want to go to.
Right.
So you got the
With
opportunity.
everything.
So now
Whatever team you want to go to, like why even play with the draft? Because I believe it makes the draft obsolete at that time. And say you an NFL team, right? Like right, you an NFL team. I'm the Raiders. I'm the Las Vegas Raiders. I know that Shad is the best running back out there, right? And you're in your sophomore year in college. Your name, image, and likeness. What stops me for being the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, sponsoring you as an NIL, training you in our offensive scheme, starting your sophomore year in college, getting you ready to come to my team? And you don't even got to go to the draft. You coming straight to me as an undrafted rookie free agent, but I want to sign you for 5 years because you bad, and I've been training you in my system since your sophomore year. Is that I don't know. Without
but
I
think
don't know.
but when you
Mhm,
bring that particular aspect up, it makes me think about
mhm.
the NBA draft back in the day. Because I remember hearing this, like Larry Bird, obviously Larry Bird went to the Boston Celtics, but what ended up happening was the Boston Celtics had Larry Bird's rights the year before he even came out to the draft. So I think that's right along the lines of something that you saying right there. So I think um, he's saying the draft guarantees money.
A
You're right,
contract
Wayne.
guarantees money, though. A
Um,
contract guarantees money,
But but
right?
but but I think trucking. I think the interesting thing about that though is if you can get around because
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like the Bo Jackson thing, right? So Bo Jackson said, "Look, I'm not going to go to Tampa Bay. If y'all draft me, I'm not going." So Tampa Bay went and drafted Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson didn't go. So what ended up happening? Bo Jackson made a phone call to Al Davis the following year and said, "Look, I want to go. I want to be a Raider."
Mm-hmm.
Al Davis drafts Bo Jackson in a supplemental draft.
That's a
A
fact.
guy that was going to be a top five overall pick just a year before,
Mm-hmm.
you get picked up in a supplemental draft the following year.
Yeah.
Now, to what Wayne said about the money situation, now Wayne, this is only going to be a situation if I'm following trucking correctly.
Mm-hmm.
This is only going to be for the maybe guys that are looked at as top 10, top 15 picks.
Right.
Because if that's the case,
Right.
you already got some NIL bread that can hold you over.
Thank you.
Now, where the problem comes in at truck, and this is why I push back on it, and this is why I
Okay.
kind of agree with Wayne to an extent.
Okay.
The thing about that undrafted free agent is just the amount of reps that you're going to get. Now,
Okay.
with that change, so let's say, for instance, like hypothetically, right? Let's say Caleb Williams does want to go to the Miami Dolphins,
Okay.
right? He says, "Look, if the Chicago Bears draft me, I'm not going to Chicago." He got enough bread to hold them over for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
So he could call the GM of the Dolphins, Mike McDaniels, or whatever the situation is, and say, "Hey, look, I want to come to y'all, undrafted free agent. I got some money, so let's get to work." Now, the interesting thing about that is going to be, well, how would the Dolphins handle it? Would you give Caleb Williams an actual opportunity to win the starting job, or would you put him on a regular undrafted free agent reps, which means you got maybe 2 to 3 reps, and if you're not killing it in those 2 or 3 reps, you're on the verge of being cut, or would you treat this like an actual draft pick, right? And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested because again, like I say, we don't have the NFL draft rule book in front of us, so we
Right.
don't necessarily know if what we're talking about right now can actually happen. But we know that Bo Jackson did it.
Well, but that's the thing. I haven't found anything. I've been looking at it because I've actually made videos upon it and saying something, saying this crazy stuff. Like, so it's like, and I couldn't find nothing on the chat. But see, the thing is, though, is like the thing is, and the only pushback that I have is that a contract is whatever they say it is. With contract, a contract is a binding agreement that both parties or both or both entities have to abide by. You have to abide by that contract. If you
And
break, you can
then,
break contract, but there may be a penalty for that. You know what I mean? There's always penalties for breaking contracts.
but you know what, Chuck? I'll take it a step further, bro. Bro, you didn't hit the. Hey, I gotta give you flowers on this, bro. I gotta give you flowers on this. I didn't think you were gonna go here, but think about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can keep those guys on the practice squad as long as they want to. I don't even have to cut you. So, like you say, he don't have to get drafted. He
Right.
got some. He got some NIL money. We
Right.
can sign. We can sign him to the practice squad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then, if we want to release the backup quarterback and insert you into the lineup, we can go ahead and operate it like that. Now, you're not going to get all the big guaranteed money, like you would be guaranteed to start off with. You have to work
Yeah.
for whatever the minimum is. But again, it's kind of like baseball, where you
Yeah.
get drafted to a team, but you're not going straight to the majors. You got to work the AAA to double A circuit, and
Right.
you ain't getting paid the same money that you're going to make in the majors.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of works like that. But to rain on the parade, NFL not gonna let that happen.
No, they're not. No, no, they're not. They're not. No, no, they're not gonna. And this is like I said hypothetically at the beginning.
I
I said
know, but yeah,
hypothetically
I know. I
speaking,
like the
and letting
conversation.
my imagination run while the
I'm
way I think
I'm with you a
optimistically
thousand
and
percent,
ideas
bro.
I have, it
I'm
would
with
kill
you a
it would kill
thousand.
the NFL draft. I won't. No,
It would
actually, it
kill
wouldn't.
it.
It wouldn't kill the draft because there'd be it'll open up the draft for the other guys.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the 77 overall, 65 overall type of guys will then get their shine, right? But if you know you're a badass person already out of college, like a contract can say whatever. Again, once again, ladies and gentlemen out there, a contract, you don't have to go to the team An undrafted rookie free agent can sign for whatever. Your contract can say whatever. If you're a Caleb Williams, or now I'm not just saying like a Jalen Warren. Let's get this correct. If you're a Caleb Williams, a Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors type of guy out there right now, you're going to a team and with your agent yourself, and you're inking a contract. You can say I want a 5-year fully 40 million fully guaranteed dollar contract, fully guaranteed off the back, 5 years. You can't cut me in 5 years. The penalty for cutting me within before that or whatever injury happened, you can say a contract is whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You don't have to ink a 1-year contract, but it's just hypothetically, y'all. And I think optimistically sometimes, and it gets me in trouble. I think outside of the box, I have a huge imagination, and I let it run wild at times. But I have actually thought about this before. Like, if you're a first round pick, you don't want to go to that team. Like, do you have to? I believe the Bears did that back in the 80s, if I'm not wrong. Didn't they land like Dick Butkus and Walter Payton in the same draft or something like that, like first round?
I
Am I
don't
wrong on that? Oh, hey,
oh
anybody out there that know the
I
little
don't
bit of
know.
history, help me out in them comments. Did the Brad didn't Dick was it Dick Butkus and Walter Payton that both went to the Bears at the same in the same draft? Am I wrong? I don't
I'm
think
not.
I'm wrong. I think I'm on point with that one. I think so, but um it will kill the draft though. It will hurt the draft
Yeah, to
tremendously.
hurt it.
It
Yeah,
would
to
hurt
hurt it.
the draft
Yeah,
tremendously,
yeah,
man, and
yeah.
tremendously. But you know, it would, because and then you know, Jerry, a guy like Jerry Jones, the Cowboys would kill the game if he could sponsor kids in their sophomore year in college and get them ready for the Dallas Cowboys schemes. Oh my goodness, Jerry Jones have a field day. You
Yeah.
know, 'cause he don't care about spending money. If they gonna be good, they gonna be good. He Studio said that, he said, no, we think you're worth this. Studio One said it will work if they say the team can do it, but they are willing to lose the first round pick. I mean, it'd technically, Studio, it'd open up for other guys to get drafted, other guys to be able to walk across the stage, and you know, and they'll say their name, you know. But the top guys, you know, the top 15 guys will, you know, be able to ink their deals on do whatever they want to do, however they want to, you know. I think it will work, you know, because there's a lot of peak teams out there that want Caleb Williams, you know, in the hype machine, especially when you got that hype machine behind you, like, you know, the ESPNs and the Fog and all the major networks and so forth and so on. When you have them working for you like that, you know, and you're actually working out for these, and you know, it'll work, you know, I don't know, it's just, you know, it's just wishful optimistic thinking, but we about to we might revisit that again. We might revisit it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing
But
my
that's
research on that, and I'm gonna have to revisit that again, man. I'm
but
gonna
you
have
know that's a good point. The studio that's a good point the studio brings up, because it's like, think about this. You got teams that are trading away 4 and 5 draft picks to get to the
Mhm.
number one pick, right?
Yeah.
And so studio is saying, well, if you want to go that route, you just gonna lose one draft pick. And
Mhm.
I think they'll make the penalty a little bit, stronger than that. But again, it's like, I'm opting, me
Um,
myself personally. I am saying I do not want to participate in the NFL draft this year. I do not want to be drafted. I am going to go to the undrafted free agent route. I'm gonna go pick
mhm.
the team that I want to play for, right?
Mhm.
So, but again, I think, like I said, it just have to be for a select number of guys. But I
Right.
just think it'll be so interesting, because now you
It
get the.
would be.
But you know what? Chuck, something else that'll be the issue is you may have guys that all want to go to the same team,
That
and
right.
they can't let that happen.
I mean,
So it'd
why,
be
but why
so it'd be
can't
like, but no, but I'm saying, but they'd be like, all right, we'll let y'all get one player, right? Y'all got to
That's the
prioritize
same
that one
thing
player.
Studio said the studio said earlier. He said the sorry teams would just be sorrier. They'd never get nobody. Want
But
nobody want to
but but
go to a sorry team.
but no, but just think about this though. It's certain teams that, yeah, you do got some sorry teams, but some people do want to go to certain areas, right? So like I say,
Right.
like my Raiders are like, we not that good, but that's not to say that a top player don't want to go
To
live and
Las
play in Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Now somewhere like maybe the Patriots or something,
I don't want to play in the cold though. See, and Katie, I see Katie all man, I see that comment. Like if I'm a billionaire to it, I want to, and I got daughter, I don't want to go. I don't want to go play outside. I don't want to play outside. You know, I didn't play outside through high school, through college. You know, when you're a professional, they should have domes. You know what I'm saying? We pay all that money to go to these games. We gotta sit outside with blankets on at a Steeler game. That's why I don't go to the Steeler games. After September, I'm done. After October, I'm done with the Steeler games. I can have that. I ain't going out there.
Hey, but then again though, but like I said, I know there's a lot of stuff that has to do with tax dollars and things like
Yeah,
that, but
yeah,
it may somewhat incentivize the NFL to maybe subsidize some of the money and say, okay, look, we y'all, if y'all want to do this, then y'all have to we'll donate X amount of percentage to a pot to help y'all get some dome stadiums up here, right? You
yeah,
know, so or put a dome on top of the existing stadium if that's even possible to do.
yeah,
And then it's kind of, but I mean, it's still cold, but it's not, whatever it is. But I do think there's someone, and I
mhm,
think that Caleb Williams right now, what he's shown and what Marvin Harrison Jr. has shown, I think they're opening the door. And I think a guy like and what Caleb and what Marvin are doing, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg because we already know two players that are coming out next year, and
right.
I think they are going to really push the envelope. And
Yes.
you know who those two players are. Barring injury,
Mm-hmm.
you know who they are.
I
You
can
know who
guess.
they are.
Maybe I can guess. What you talking about? She talking about Shadur, the Sanders, the
Yeah,
Sanders,
yeah.
the Sanders.
It's Sanders and Hunter.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and
And I say this, and I don't think Quinn Ewers is too far behind either
do
because
you think that's gonna hurt the NFL, the combine though? Do you think this behavior is going to hurt the combine as a total? And if that's gonna hurt the combine, then what is really so far fetched about what we just talked about and discussed?
Chuck, what's the old saying? All good things must come to an end.
That's a fact.
and
That's a
we
fact.
shouldn't and we shouldn't have to look at it as doom and gloom. We should look at it and say, okay, well, this is going to open up another opportunity
Yes.
for guys to do it. And the
Mhm.
and the scouting combine should like you say, it should be something that starts to shine light on some guys that maybe are not getting the light shined on them, such
Mhm.
as HBCU players.
Facts. Right.
So
Facts.
so so
They
so
got
that's
some dogs.
yeah. So
Yeah.
again, if you're able to get on that same stage with guys, because again, we've seen guys go from being fourth, fifth, and sixth round draft picks, have a hell of a combine performance, and that knocks them, that bumps them all the way up to maybe the third, maybe second round, or maybe even the first round, just depending on what a team is looking for.
Right.
So, hey, like I said, Bo Jackson was able to do it. I'm just wondering if they put some type of stipulation in there because they don't like for you to outdo them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying? They don't like for you to outdo them. But like I said, I think next year,
Yeah.
Shador and Travis Hunter, they are going to absolutely, and Quinn Ewers, I throw Quinn Ewers in there. They are absolutely going to push the envelope next year.
Yeah, man.
And
I
and I
mean,
and I
yeah.
don't and listen, I don't anticipate none of those three going to the combine next year. You heard it here first on fans' point of view. Shad. I do not expect Shador Sanders, barring injury, Travis Hunter, or Quinn Ewers to go to the NFL scouting combine.
You heard him. Hey, look, I agree, bro. I don't, and this, and we're gonna see a lot of these changes, man. And the NFL got to catch up, and they gonna catch up to that. But now you really got me thinking in here. Like, I don't think that's too far fetched to where we going next, man, and where they want to go, desired teams and so forth and so on. Inking deals. If you know you a top pick, you got the talent to do so, or to be the guy. It changes and inevitable, and we're always going to change, and things are always going to shift and everything. So don't feel that way. But
Or
uh,
did, but Chuck, before we get out of here, or we could take it a step further. Let's say they say, look, I don't want to go to the NFL draft, but I'm gonna still play football. I'm gonna go play in the CFL.
oh,
I'll go play in the XFL for a year,
mm, oh,
and then I'll go over here and talk to you, When y'all got the practice squad, I go work out, and y'all go give me a practice squad spot, and I work my way up like that.
That would hurt him though. That would hurt him. I think that would hurt him more than anything. Going down a
But
level.
but no, but I'm just saying I'm just saying if you just want to
Mhm.
stay active because
Yeah.
the way that the dude is, you gonna have to sit out. You're gonna have to sit out a year, in my opinion. Which is why I say the
Mm.
NIL plays a role. Now again, we can disagree on that. It's not that deep,
Would you have
but
to sit out a year though if you coming
I
in the
think
college?
I think they because I don't think they're going to let you say I don't want to be drafted
Boy,
and then
that's
turn around and get turned. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to punish you.
they have undrafted rookie free agents every single year. We have
But
that every
Chuck it,
single year, bro.
but Chuck it. Listen, what we're talking about. We're talking about Caleb Williams saying, "Look, I don't want to." Again, hypothetically, I don't want anyone to clip this and say, "Oh, we're saying that Caleb Williams is not going to participate in the NFL draft." We're not saying that. But
Right.
hypothetically speaking, if Caleb Williams say, "Look, I don't want to be drafted. I want to have the ability to go pick the team that I want to pick, that I want to go play for," you have to go the Bo Jackson route. You have to sit out a year. And then, like you say, we can work the phones maybe next year, or
Yeah.
maybe or trucking. If it's not a whole year, let's say right when fall camp starts, I make a phone call to the Miami Dolphins. That's where I
Yeah.
really want to go. And I say, hey, look, Mike, I want to come in. I want to
Yeah.
work out.
That's why I was talking about showing up to this camp, the camps, the teams
Yeah,
camp,
yeah.
the
But
pro
again,
camp.
like I said, it just depends because again, like you say, the NFL they ain't gonna let you just.
Nah, they ain't gonna let you wiggle. They
So
ain't gonna let you.
that's why I say you're
Yeah.
gonna have to at least be sidelined for a year.
Okay.
You might have to Kurt Warner that thing. You know what I'm saying? Or if you
Mhm.
got enough bread to where you can just sit around and work out. Because check this out. Nothing stops you from going to the games. Nothing stops you from, doing that type of stuff like that. Nothing stops you from maybe talking to someone because for one, you're no longer considered a college athlete. So you can make the phone calls. Your agent can do all this stuff. And they have tryouts during the year. So maybe that kind of coin, maybe that piggybacks off what you said. Maybe
Yeah.
they can just go during the year and try out and
Okay.
get a spot. But I don't think they're gonna let a Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison go try. Hey, they'll let me and you go out there and try. You
Yeah.
want to go
Right.
try out
Right.
for the Steelers or
Right.
something tomorrow? I'm sure Mike T. Hey, go. Hey, Nike. What y'all want to play? We'll put y'all through a couple drills, get your physical and get your blood pressure. All that. We'll let you go out there. You ain't gonna get a spot, but we'll let you do it. But Caleb Williams, apex athlete, Marvin Harrison, no, we're not letting
So
y'all do
what's to
that.
say? Okay, so if you enter the draft now, okay, now this has never happened, right? You enter the draft, you already know you're. I don't know. Obviously, if you're a draft pick, you're a draft pick, but there's no way to sign a contract to say that you're going to a different team. I wonder how somebody please, bro, look this up, bro, before we get out of here, bro. Dick Buckus and Walter Payton, I think they came out the same. How in the hell did the Bears do that, bro? How
Let me
did they
see.
get those? They were I think they were like number one and number two behind each other, if I'm not mistaken, that year they came out, man. And I don't know how they did that, but the Bears got that they did that. I'm seeing Katie Allman in the comments saying Warren Moon did it. Studio, you got a great point over there. You say if the player truly does not want to join the team that drafted him, he would have the option, in theory, of holding out and re-entering the draft the following year. This option, however, could mark him for other possible suitors as someone with an attitude problem and also cost the NFL hopeful a year's salary. And I agree. I agree with that. I agree, bro. Like, we all got valid points. I'm just speaking hypothetically and optimistic, but it's like it's really it hasn't been done now today with the whole NIL thing and everything
Hold
else
up.
going on. Like
Hello, Chuck. Hello, Chuck. I looked it up for you. It
Okay,
wasn't Walter Payton. It was Gail Sayers.
Dale Sayers and Dick Buckus in the
They went.
same draft.
They went 3 and 4.
They're 3 and 4. How did
Matter of
that
fact,
happen?
bro,
How
I'll
did
take it.
that happen? They were two
Chuck,
first round picks. They were both like right
but
there.
Chuck, but looking at it right now, it wasn't that many teams in the
Oh,
NFL at that time
okay.
because based on what I'm looking at right now, the Chicago Bears had three.
Yeah,
Um,
so
they
QB
had
six.
three. They
Yeah,
had three first round picks. They got Dick Buckus, Gale Sayers, and Steve DeLong, which was an offensive tackle.
Okay.
So yeah, it was Gale Sayers and Dick Buckus
But how
that
many
they
teams
drafted.
in total was on the draft again?
I don't know how many teams are in the NFL because this was in 1965, so I don't really know.
1965.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many teams it actually
Well,
was.
still, there had to been at least 20 teams. So, you know what I'm saying? For them to get the two
Uh,
top, how they got the two top talented guys coming out of college that year. If I'm not
let
mistaken,
me
Dick
see.
Buckles was like the number one linebacker coming out of college that year, and Gale Sayers was the
Oh,
one
but you know
coming
what
out.
though? You know the AFL was still going on at that time.
Okay.
So some AFL teams. So the NFL itself only had a handful of teams.
Okay.
Let me see, can I find that out?
Yeah, because that's crazy. Like even for them to the number one linebacker and the number one running back in the draft, like though they went to the same team. Like that hasn't been done, but there got to be some way that a contract can get this done. There has to be some way, and I'm look. It's gonna egg me to
Hey,
the man.
Hey, hold up, Chuck. And I tell you something else that could happen. And this is what happened with Laramie Thompson, not Laramie Thompson, but Lyle Collins. And I hate that it happened because someone ended up losing their life. But maybe you could pay some money to somebody to create a fake scandal.
Mm, mm. Hey, I mean, look. Yeah, I
Hey,
want.
think about it. You could create something that a fake scandal,
There you
and they
go.
like, oh, you undraftable,
You
and
done draft
then you
and you
you know
slip
you yeah you
and you done slip.
you
And
just
now I know,
slip.
I know, or you didn't slip. You just went ahead and just was said, "All right, well then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign with this team for this amount of money." But I don't see nowhere in the rule book that you can't do it. I haven't seen anywhere, y'all. I haven't. Can we look?
It
Look,
was
y'all.
14. It was
14
14
teams.
NFL
Okay,
teams in
okay.
1965. The
He
Bears
said
had three first round
Cuban King
picks.
said Texas just did that. He said that trucking the Texans just did that. Yeah, they did. They did with the picks that they had for because of the trading. You know what I'm saying?
But we
Um,
talking about we talking about 1965 though, where it's only
yeah.
14 teams. So
Well,
it's
we're
it's
right, right,
it's much
right,
it's much
man.
different. Like I
It's
say, the
definitely
Bears had
different,
three
man.
first round picks in
Yeah.
1965.
Right. Okay. Okay. And then, but Cuban just said the Texans. Yeah, the Texans just did. They just did do that. They got the two top guys. That's a fact.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh. But
But it went back to back though.
yeah, and how I don't see how the NFL could really I don't know like nowadays with name, image, and likeness and all of that stuff and all the loopholes there is like with contracts. A contract is a contract, man. And I don't know, but we're gonna have to look that. I'm gonna have to keep on looking into that, and hopefully I can either drop a video on that or something. But there was a couple of people. Has there been anybody in the draft, bro, that you've looked at and that you really some sleepers in the draft that you think that can translate over to the NFL? Any sleepers that popped up in your mind to you?
Oh, I don't really have anybody like I
I
said.
well,
No.
I do. I'll ask you about the player. I'll ask you about the player, and you tell me if you think they'll work out or not. Okay, how about that?
Yeah.
Jaheim Bell from Florida State, the
Play
tight
in
end.
Florida State. I'm gonna tell you something, right? Obviously, I'm a Miami fan, but like I always tell everybody, I'm a college football fan first,
Hmm.
and I just think Jordan Travis, for as much heart and moxie and leadership that he showed, he did those guys, he did those guys no favors.
Hmm.
Jaheim Bell, Keon Colby, Johnny Wilson. I don't really think, but again, it's a such thing as having too many playmakers. I saw a mock draft recently where they had my Raiders picking up Jaheim Bell, and
Hmm.
based on what I've seen or heard from him, uh, can play tight end, can play H back, can carry the football. So he's a versatile guy. Could probably be so. Based on what I've read about him, and that being the first name you brought up, Jaheim Bell could be the biggest sleeper just based on what I've read about him. He could probably be the biggest sleeper because of the versatility that he does have. So, yeah, I think he is a sleeper.
Okay, yeah, I think so. I think so too. And he carried the rock too. He ran the rock a couple of times too for
Yeah.
South Carolina. And he punched in a touchdown too at Florida State. I think he's a sleeper. Especially when you get to thinking about his 40 time of course I gotta compare the best tight end in the NFL's 40 time to everybody else's. So Travis Kelsey ran what I think a 4.61 when he was in the draft. And you got some guys who's moving up. Another name that may not really be that popular to people with the tight ends, but he's 271 pounds and he ran a 4.64. Tip Riemann, uh, 271 pounds, bro. He ran a 4.64 at tight end. They said that he was really top heavy. He couldn't get in and out of his breaks. You know what I mean? He couldn't bend for the ball as much. The ball had to be like right on point for him. I want to. Where was he from? He played at Illinois too. He played at Illinois. He played for the Fighting Alum. But I think if he dropped like 20 pounds, I think that he'll be a little bit more agile up top. But he was another guy that I thought that might translate good over to the NFL. When you that big, 271, bro, and you running a 4.64, you a small car moving, bro.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, bro?
Straight
You a
up.
small car moving, bro. Like
Straight
for
up.
real, man. Uh, so what you thinking of? Let me ask you about this name real quick. Luke McCaffrey. You think he gonna translate over good?
Luke McCaffrey, what quarterback?
Right from Rice, wide receiver from Rice. Christian
Wide
McCaffrey's
receiver.
little
Okay.
brother.
Okay. Okay. Did he? I'm trying to think. Is he the one that started at
Rice.
Michigan? No, I'm saying did he go to Michigan because it was something.
I can't. You know what? I
Uh,
can't. I don't know if he went to Michigan or not. I'm just going off of the
yeah, 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 yeah.
NFL list.
I mean, like I say, if you got the pedigree, you know what I'm saying. You got the pedigree. I don't think his father was a
Mhm.
high draft pick, if my memory serves me correctly. Um, I don't necessarily know if he'd be a sleeper. I think a lot of this stuff is gonna be about fit, but I do think he probably will more than likely be just because of the his father and his brother. I
Yeah,
think he would be a good pro, in
yeah.
terms of understanding the system and how to do things. And I think he'll
Mhm.
probably be a good route runner,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree too, man. Hey, you right on point with that. I agree because he was real quick in like the three cones. You know what I'm saying? He was real quick during that, and in tight spaces, he's fast. He's quick. He has the quickness. He's 6'2", and he ran 4.46. It wasn't too fast, but you know what I mean.
What are the measurables again?
His measure Luke McCaffrey is 6'2". He ran a 4.46 in the 40. I think his three cone drill was a
Mm,
no, the 10 yard shuttle was a 1.52, and his vert was a 36. His broad jump was 10.1. I think his three cone was a 6.7, and then what was that last one? The 20 yard I think was like 4.02. That's what he ran. So I mean, like he athletically he tested really well. I think they gave him like a 77, but I think he's a sleeper out there from Rice, man. He played at Rice.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no. He started in Nebraska. I'm thinking about another McCaffrey. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But 4.46, 6'2". I mean
Yeah.
that's pretty solid. Like you say,
Yeah.
that's pretty solid.
Also, he didn't participate in the bench press, but there was somebody else who I want Anaya Smith, the wide receiver from Texas A&M. He only 5'9", bro, but he did 21 reps, bro.
He's a
That's
little tank.
yeah, 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 yeah. He a sleeper to me too. You know what I mean? He's strong. Another surpriser, man. Well, to me
That's
was
who I'm thinking
a
about.
couple
I'm
more.
thinking about I'm thinking about Dylan McCaffrey. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm thinking about Dylan
Okay.
McCaffrey. He was the quarterback that played for Michigan.
Uh,
I didn't know it was that many kids. But yeah, but what you were saying, bro, I ain't mean to cut you off.
I ain't know that was many kids neither, bro. That's crazy. Oh no, uh, Ricky Parcel. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Parcel.
I don't
Is
know
it Parcel?
Purcell. Yeah, I know he came over from Arizona State, played at Florida.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah,
said he made a lot. He made himself some money at the combine. I mean, at the senior day though, down
yeah.
in Mobile.
Okay.
They said he made some money down there.
So you think he gonna? I don't know, man. He
But you,
tested decent, but I don't know if he gonna fit
but
well. They
bro,
were trying to compare him to well, I don't know because they trying to compare him to Chris Olave, but I don't like really comparisons like that though. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when they get to comparing people like that, man. But I tell you, one more, man. Before we get on, we gonna get on up out of here, man. One more person. Who I got out here, man? One more person, man. One more sleeper. I gotta go with Bud Memes from Pittsburgh, man. Bud Memes 6'1", 4'3". Big dude, strong, a decent. I know. I think he's strong. 'Cause I seen him play, but yeah, he all right, man. Bud Means from Pittsburgh, bro, 6'1". Um,
hey, but let me say this about we were just talking about Ricky Pearsall, right?
yeah, go ahead.
What's so crazy right now is we don't know who's gonna be a receiver. Like check this out,
Right.
like Puka Nachu right now played
Mm-hmm.
at BYU, started at Washington.
Facts.
Puka Nachu comes to the NFL and he and he's threatening to break records.
Ooh. Yeah, he is.
So
Yeah, you're
so
right. We don't know who.
so I don't know.
We don't. We
We
just
don't
guess.
know what
We
it.
just
We
guessing. We
don't.
just
Yeah.
speculating, guessing out here. You know what I mean? Just like who you think going to translate over to the NFL? Who you think? I don't know. We don't know.
Never even heard of this guy before.
Puka
Next,
Nunca. Ponka Nonka. That's a
bro,
nickname
it's
for a
crazy. It's
fight.
crazy when you think about this. Like, who is Puka Nachu?
Puka Nachuk. Is that what it is? Puka Nachuk? I thought it was Puka
Yeah,
Nunca.
no, it's Puka. Well, that's what I heard when they were saying the name on TV. So maybe they were pronouncing it wrong as well.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, bro, it's
Yeah, like and
so
and
I
yeah, he nobody expected him to go there and do that. To be honest, like you
nobody.
lying if you said that. These guys get that. The training they go through, man. They come in and they supposed to go crazy from the door. I got a couple in the comments. Cuban Kane and Katie Alma. Cuban said our dog Cuban Kane came through. He said Frank Gore Jr. He gonna be a sleeper. That's who Cuban Kane got. All right, Cuban, I got you down for that. Y'all wanna
Okay,
put in some little bit at Isaac, as Katie Alman said, Isaac Gordo from running back from Louisville. She think he gonna
bro, I wrote his name down.
did you?
Bro had the one of the top 5 40 times. Bro ran a 4.33.
He fast.
I
He
didn't
fast.
know he was that fast.
Man, he fast. I look, me neither. Nobody know because he didn't. I guess it just didn't flash like that, during the season, man.
I mean, they were. I mean, like I said, they had a good run game. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They had a good run game, but I didn't know bro was that fast. Though.
I think well we know Blake Corum, he tested real well too. Blake Corum, he gonna go somewhere nice too, man. Um but I like Benson too though, man. I like Big Trey Benson, man. I thought he was gonna test out a
Trey,
little bit better. Yeah, man. I thought he was gonna
but
test better.
but the fact he was able to test like that
Yeah,
after his knees being messed up like that, bro.
yeah. I
Freak
like him,
athlete,
bro. I
bro.
like him, bro.
Bro's a freak for
I
real.
like him, bro. I really like him, bro. But Bell, Jaheim Bell though out of there. Yeah, man.
I can
For
see a situation where like Trey Benson could be similar to like Kenneth Walker or something like that,
oh,
where it's like you go
oh,
over to a team like a
oh,
um shoot, like maybe you get over to like a 49er team where you could play behind McCaffrey because I'm sure they're gonna
mm-hmm,
probably want to get up off that bread after a minute. Go
mm-hmm.
over to a squad like that, or maybe even go to a squad like the Texans or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you gonna get that work in. Yeah, I think
Who-
to be honest, and I'm not. And again, they may try to take my cane card for this,
Yeah,
but aside from just the draft eligible running backs,
yeah,
and this is with Blake Corum, I think Trey Benson probably was the most intriguing running back this particular draft class,
yeah.
right?
We was
And
high on him.
oh, so yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be. I think it's gonna be cool. Yeah.
I, th- I like to talk. I like to talk like that. You know me with that optimistic stuff, man. Who do y'all think? I want everybody, you and everybody else in the comments. Who do y'all think put the respect back on the running back's name this year? Like you gotta respect running backs because of the work that he put in the NFL this year. Who's that running back for
Oh,
you?
in the NFL this year.
Yes.
Oh,
Who's that running back? One name pop up in my head real quick off top. I gotta go with Isaiah. I gotta go with Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Pacheco.
Yeah, man. He ran hard. He ran angry. He said, "Y'all gonna respect the running game and the running backs because we are here, bruh."
I got.
He put it.
Hey, I gotta go with the bigger name. I gotta go with Christian McCaffrey.
You got to go with Christian McCaffrey.
He
Hey,
was right.
hey,
He was right
hey.
there. He was right there on the doorsteps
Yeah, he
of
was
in
too.
it, MVP honors. So yeah.
Justice from the Ravens. He put a stamp down too.
Okay. Yeah.
Boy
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
a stamp down too from the Ravens. He put it. He said he put that respect on the running backs' name. Running backs is not obsolete. They are here to stay, and we already know that with Harbaugh going to the Chargers, he is building a team just like that. He know he about to build that. He about to get a nice running game going behind Herbert, and with him, man,
I wouldn't
mm-mm.
be surprised. Maybe. Hey, if Harbaugh go, if Trey Benson is there, they don't take Trey Benson.
What y'all Canes fans think about watching Cam Ward's first workout in his first workout video that y'all seen? I just want to know
No.
honestly what y'all thinking,
No.
man. I want to
No
pick y'all head
comment.
a little bit.
No comment.
No comment.
Hey, I'm gonna do like a person that I'm not gonna throw them out there. I ain't gonna throw them out there like that. But a person I was talking to, they said, you supposed to be able to hit receivers when there's no coverage and there's no pressure in your face. That don't make you special. And I ain't gonna say that
uh,
person. I ain't gonna say that person name 'cause I don't want to put him out there. But
okay,
and I said, and I
okay.
told him, I said, you know what? You right. You supposed to do that because if you can't do it, we got a big problem.
He said, "Shad, who is better, JoJo or Benson?"
Who is JoJo? Is he talking about JoJo Diaz?
Is it JoJo Diaz?
Oh, no, no, no. I know you talking about. I'm not doing that.
Why you ain't doing that?
I'm not because I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing because me and him and some a little bit more blinded
Yeah.
fans. We had
Okay.
a difference of opinions yesterday on
Okay.
some things. No, nothing disrespectful. So I know what he's talking about. So no, you're not about to have me getting some unwarranted smoke, even though I don't turn nothing down. Turn nothing down. But hey, but you know what, Cuban? I want my cane card back.
Oh.
JoJo better.
Oh, JoJo better. JoJo better. He said JoJo better. I mean, yeah, but that's what he said. That's what he said. And Wayne said he not getting caught up in the hype, not getting caught up in the hype with Cam Ward. He said, "I'm not getting caught up in that hype. I ain't got time for that." I think, man, look, man, outside looking in, I appreciate y'all because look, I watch all y'all discussions and everything because I want to learn about the Miami Hurricanes. Now I know about if you want to ask me about last year's Hurricanes and this year's Hurricanes, I'm up on that. You know what I'm saying? And I respect the heritage of the Hurricanes. I respect the strong heritage that you guys have down there. All the way back Benny. I started at like Benny Blades, Michael Irvin. You know what I'm saying? Those days and keep going. And I'm doing my research. I'm getting up on my game with y'all out here, Cuban King, Shad. You know what I'm saying? I be checking y'all, man, out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to catch up before I actually jump up in one of those Canes talks because I like, man, gotta respect that, man. Because y'all have a very very strong football heritage down there, so I can understand why it could be frustrating to see your team struggling like that. You know what I'm saying? In that type of way because of the heritage of it, and the history of the program alone, the people who came up out of there, all big names, a lot of big names, plenty great coaches and so forth and so on. But they might crystal ball might give y'all something. You know, I'm optimistic. A truck and chubby. I'm always thinking optimistically out there, and I think y'all moving in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Y'all moving in the right direction. Cam Ward and Mario Cristobal and everybody else can do. But I wouldn't be surprised if what's his name, the backup, the quarterback that I like, said the
Oh,
other guy.
Jakari.
Yeah, Jakari, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Jakari Brown, man, step up and get that job, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he just start playing his ass off. Y'all see a whole different Jakari Brown this year. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it. He cause I feel like deep down he feel like, man, this motherfucker trying to come in. Think you just gonna take my job? Hold up, homeboy. Like, nah, I'm gonna show you how we roll down here. Like,
It's too late. The politics that took over.
the
Politics that took
politics
off.
that took over. They took over.
Politics that
Okay,
took over.
okay, okay. All right.
Politics that
But
took
hey,
over.
man, we never know. We never know. We never know.
We don't. But this if that happened, that'll be boy. I can only imagine the backlash from something like that.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, King. Now you talking about football knowledge. I got that, but still, I think it's just more. Okay, let me just keep it 100. It's the respect I have. It's the respect I have for that program. You know what I'm saying, and my co-host and y'all out there with the Canes and everything. You know what I mean. The respect. You know what I mean with it too, though. You feel what I'm saying? That's where that comes from. But me, you talking about football knowledge? I got football knowledge, but the Canes, when y'all, this person, that person, this person, that person, you be knowing that lineman. I don't know who the lineman was for the Miami Hurricanes in 2016, bro. Like, I just don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Hey, Chuck, don't feel bad because it's people who don't who claim to be Canes. They don't know him either.
Oh shit. Oh,
As a
see.
matter of fact, we had a hurricane calling our game, and
Mhm.
they brought something up to him. He didn't even know.
Damn.
So don't
Okay.
feel bad.
Okay. Well, then I won't. Then shit. And then
Yeah.
next time y'all kicking it. Next time y'all kicking it. Talk about the Canes. I'll try to slide through. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to slide through on you. I'm gonna start throwing. I'm gonna keep on throwing the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw the chat up for the show. I forgot to put it in the chat this week, but I normally throw it up out
All
there
right.
so I could try to come on up for a couple
Yeah.
minutes, kick it with us. You know what I'm saying? Like a little phone call or whatever. But yeah, man, I'll let her come kick it with y'all, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime,
Yeah.
anytime.
But yeah, bro, let's get up out of here.
Yeah, man, we gonna
Yeah,
get up on off of
Daddy
here, man.
duty
I
calling me
appreciate y'all
right
coming
now.
to kick it, man. Hey.
Wanna see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.